Party leader Hone Harawira joins me now. Tēnā koe, welcome to the studio.
Kia ora, Duncan.
Do you think genuinely that you might be able to merge the Mana and the Maori Party? So what are your views on this?
You know, all of this came about because Maori Party members were coming to me and asking me to come back to the Maori Party because they could see the Maori Party just dying. The leadership was fighting with itself. Te Ururoa was trying to grab the leadership, all of those sorts of things. It was just tearing the Maori Party apart. So that's why this whole issue came up. And I made it quite clear then, as I did back in 2011, right after my by-election, that our door, my door, is always open for discussions about Mana Maori. It's a concept of deep historical importance to Maori. It's something that our people are calling for. It's certainly an opportunity that our people deserve.
Because that was the name, correct me if I'm wrong here, but wasn't that the name of the original Maori Party that was being thrown around in 2004?
Yeah, it was. Mana Maori and Mana Motuhake, reviving the old Mana Motuhake. And in the end, it was just cut back down to be just Maori. But Mana Maori was one of the names being
So does it make it easier or harder to merge, given that Tariana and Pita Sharples will both be gone at the next election? You're probably going to left with Te Ururoa Flavell and another co-leader. What's your relationship like with Flavell? Do you get on with him? Could you merge with him?
Te Ururoa and I used to get on quite well before politics, but he's very much does what he's told. Well, that's what Tari tells him. He doesn't veer off the line. He's not particularly charismatic. He's not, the pleasant, positive face that Peter's, but neither does he have the kind of steel that Tariana has. So he's always just been this sort of guy down the middle.
Well, that's a no, isn't it, in terms of merging?
No. Look, at one point, Tari made Te Ururoa the number 3 after her and Pete, and it went to the next National Council meeting and they said, that'll be the bloody day. If we're going to have a number 3, it's going to be Hone. And I told Te Ururoa after that, I said, babe, look, I'm not particularly fussed about being next in line, about being leader. If you want to be leader, go right ahead. But the thing is that I think that sort of thing eats away at him, and it's why he needs to remove people so that he can become the leader.
What would the price...
That's unfortunate.
So, but just back to that first question, do you think a merger could happen or not?
I think if we commit ourselves to the kaupapa of kotahitanga, which is one of the major principles of both Mana and the Maori Party, of whanaungatanga, of manaakitanga, of those sorts of principles which are about building people together and creating a platform for Māori to go forward, then yes.
So the price would be what for the Maori Party? What's the price? I want to know this clearly. What would they have to do to join up with you? What would they have to give up? What would they have to change?
I have no conditions on the relationship except that I would expect what their people are asking of them. Get away from national. I mean, that's not just a Hone call. I mean, the polls are saying it quite clearly.
So
the longer they stay with national, the closer and closer they get to the grave.
You would only sit around the table with them to debate a possible merger after they left a national coalition, because they're in that right now.
Yeah. I think they would need to move away. It's going to happen. I mean, guaranteed in 2014, the Maori Party is going to step away from national and start trying to look tough. But at that time, replay this interview. They should have done this today. Well, they should have done this quite some time ago.
Is it too late to merge after 2014? Let's say they're back with a seat or two after the 2014 election. Would you then come together as a force, as a negotiating force with Labour or National? Or certainly not National.
I have no truck with National.
Oh, come on. You have no truck with National?
No, I have
You've
no
just
truck
said that.
No, look, the reality is that there's always time for unity within the Maori people, within the concept of kotahitanga, within that historical view that if we are united, there's nothing we can't achieve. The problem is, of course, that we have two parties, one of whom is clearly on the rise in terms of where the people want them to be, and one of which is going the other way because they're hanging out with National.
See, I'm confused because you said you have no truck with National, then you've also said that the key ingredient of negotiating with the Maori Party would be getting rid of National. So I'm sorry, I'm confused. You're giving me two positions. What's the problem with National? What's your problem with National?
It's not my problem with National. It's National's problem for Maori people. Under National, we've seen greater increases in unemployment, in housing ejections, in
it's been a massive recession
in justice. No. In and the impact of justice, you know, our people moving overseas in poverty.
That happened under Labor.
All of those sorts of things.
That happened under Labor.
Look, never before have we seen a government announce that its welfare cuts are going to total more than $1 billion and to have all of their MPs clap. Now, when that happens, I know that the Maori Party is sitting on the wrong side of the table because none of those programs aimed at lifting Maori out of that dependency.
You do have a truck with National.
No. What do you mean to have a truck?
Well, you have a truck on behalf of your people.
Oh, no. When I say I'll have no truck with National, it means probably I ain't going to get in the truck with National. You're going to get in
the truck with National.
I think you must have got it a bit.
I got a little bit confused.
Yeah. When you're hitchhiking and a National Party truck comes along, just let it go.
I have no problem with them. I think you've got lots of problems with them. In terms of doing seat-by-seat deals with the Maori Party before the next election, are you open to that?
I don't think that that's going to be the issue. I still think the issue is going to be Maori Party moving away from National. And if they move away from National, they clearly move closer to Mana, and that opens the door for Mana Maori.
But would you like to see the Maori Party stand aside, say, in Te Tai Tokerau, where you stand? Would you like to look at deals, say, in other seats around the country, Te Tai Tonga, down south? Because if you don't, and as you saw on the coast in Ururoa Rāwhiti, Labour might come through the middle. How's that good for Māori people?
No, that's not good. We have contemplated a whole range of options, including discussions with other parties, not just with the Maori Party. So that is always an option. But right now, our aim is just to focus on the simple things that our people want us to be pushing, you know, getting our kids fed, getting jobs for the parents, getting decent homes for all of the families.
But you are open to pre-election deals and seats with the Maori Party? Would you sit around the table with Te Ururoa Flavell in a few weeks' time and talk about it or not?
Oh, I think Te Ururoa needs to focus really on trying to get stability in what he's doing with himself and where he's going in his future. I'm quite comfortable where I am. And so is Mana.
Do you see the risk of standing against each other like you saw in Ururoa Rāwhiti? I mean,
you raised the issue about doing it in the next couple of weeks. That's unlikely
Okay, well, let's push it out then. Would you sit down next year? Get rid of the 2 weeks. What about next year? Will you sit down with Flavell?
Look, if the Maori Party wants to go into the next election as a coalition partner for National, we will fight them in every seat they stand.
What about the man ban? What do you make of Labour? There's been lots of discussion over the last... Are you having that discussion in the Mana Party?
No, hell no.
What do you make of it?
Look, I'm the MP we've got. Te Harm was the next MP in line, but both of us already know that Annette Sykes is the boss anyway, so we don't cry about these sorts of things.
What do you think it shows about Labour? I mean, do you think they look in touch with that debate?
I think it's a bit bloody silly, quite frankly. I think they just need to focus on trying to get more traction in the House, trying to get more traction on the street, and trying to stop playing around with petty little politics like this. Do
you think Shearer is the man to take the centre-left to a victory next year? Are you concerned about that as a centre-left politician?
Mate, I'm not no centre-left politician, eh? I'm a Māori activist. I am the leader. I am the leader of the Mana movement. I'm proud to be an activist, and I'm not no centre-left politician.
But does Shearer's popularity concern you, or lack of?
And lack of. Yeah, certainly. The guy's not doing himself any favours. He's not doing Labour any favours. And he's certainly not doing the opposition any favours when he's struggling to explain the basic policies of his party, because it means that you've got people, even within Labour, who are going, oh. And if they don't buy him, then how can you expect the rest of the opposition parties to think so?
Final question. You've seen the Nats do this deal with Sky City Casino. What's your position on that? Do you think this thing should go ahead?
The Sky City...
Yeah, the Pokies deal with Sky City, the International Convention Centre.
Hell no. I mean, I supported Te Ururoa's Pokies bill, gambling bill, and then had to withdraw my support when it became clear that he was just going to let the whole deal go. Gambling is killing too many of our people.
So you don't support it, or you shouldn't go ahead. You would, in government, you'd try and stop that deal going ahead?
Well, apparently it's already been announced.
Yes, but if you were in government...
If I was in government, I wouldn't just try and stop it going ahead. I would throw it out. If I had the power to throw it out, I'd throw it out. And if Sky City said, well, we're going to court, we'd say, well, you go to bloody court, mate, and we'll just change the law.
And just before I go, remind me, chances of a deal with the Maori Party?
Always open. Ko tahitanga is more important than the egos or otherwise of their respective leaders.
So it's always possible?
Always possible.
Who's a better co-leader, Flavell or Sharples?
I think as a co-leader, Pete was a wonderful co-leader. He's a very positive, outgoing, friendly kind of a guy.
And I think they're going to have their old man with them.
And I just don't think that Te Ururoa has those kinds of skills. He's a workhorse. He's a guy who follows and does what he's told. But in leadership, you've got to have charisma. You've got to have positivity. You've got to show leadership.
And you're saying he doesn't have it?
I think Peter has it.
All right, Hone. Kia ora. We certainly appreciate your time in the studio with us this morning. So stay